Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is David Nates, and today I'm going to speak about the subject of how to become a better storyteller. From the dawn of time, people have been able to transport themselves through different adventures thanks to the power of storytelling. Think of cavemen gathered around a fireplace being told a story. We as human beings are delighted by the stories that other people tell us. Heck, we're so enamored by people telling us stories that many people's favorite pastime has become watching TV, watching videos on YouTube or any streaming platform of your choice. But if you think about it, people literally tell stories all the time. Culture, ideas, beliefs have been told from generation to generation and literally have forged the world that we live in. It is the power of verbal communication that differentiates us from many animals. We even tell stories to ourselves while sleeping through the power of dreaming. People who are good at storytelling and who know how to communicate effectively have become our leaders and are literally the people in power. Stories can make us travel, dream, take us on amazing adventures and journeys into different worlds. This is why in such a goal-oriented world, we need to effectively learn how to communicate and bring people through journeys thanks to the power of communication. After all, a great brand is a story well told. It goes from selling products to selling yourself to selling the power of a country. And all this starts from one human being telling a story in his or her words. Here are a few tips that will help you to become a better storyteller. Number 1, make it feel real. Let's face it. People have an extremely short attention span, especially nowadays with the advent of the internet and the huge amounts of information that is pounded to us in our heads from all directions. This is why, kind of like the cover of the book, make it interesting, or in the case of a YouTube video, make the thumbnail interesting and people will bite. That's why the opening of any story is literally the most important part of it. Whether you are speaking to one person or in front of an audience, being able to get them from the start is extremely important. What you want to do is bring in the people into the story and make them feel like they are right there. If this was an action movie, well, the opening sequence would be an action sequence, and then it would cut to something calmer. Focus on bringing the listener into the story right away. A good example of this is the catchy titles that tabloid magazines have. It goes back to judging a book by its cover. If you look interesting, then people will want to flip through the pages. Number 2, find the twist. Think about your favorite film. In my case, I'll think of my favorite movie, Back to the Future. Marty McFly is a regular student until he gets stuck in the past. There his mother falls in love with him, creating a paradox that will result in his current future to be non-existent. At the same time, he needs to find a source of energy in order to give his time machine the required 1.21 gigawatts in order to send him back to the future. The twist is that an expected ingredient that will keep the audience's attention and defines your storytelling's brand. Tom Cruise wouldn't be Tom Cruise if he didn't run the way he did. Jean-Claude Van Damme wouldn't be as epic without his signature splits. And Nicolas Cage wouldn't be crazy, or should I say genius, if he wasn't awkward in some of his performances. Find what makes you unique and how your personality and personal experience can bring your storytelling to life. Number 3, nobody's perfect. When telling stories, it's okay to be real. This means that you don't have to hide yourself behind a screen door and act like everything is alright. People want to hear the gritty, and as humans we understand that life can be difficult. After all, reality TV shows wouldn't be as popular if we weren't so enamored by looking into someone else's lives and problems. I'm not saying that your life needs to be a complete struggle, but having various experiences to talk about will immensely help your storytelling. Everyone is interesting and has had different experiences that have brought them to this moment in life. Sometimes looking through Instagram filters and TV lenses can make us feel as if everyone has a more glamorous and beautiful life, but it's rarely the truth. By showing your true self to the world and accepting to be vulnerable in front of people will make them find relatability in your story. Number 4, find obstacles to overcome. Every story has something that needs to be overcome. For myself, my story is being from Belgium and wanting to make a career in the entertainment business. My obstacle was being born in a small country that doesn't have a big entertainment industry. Immigrating to the United States at the age of 18 in order to follow my dreams was another obstacle in itself because it takes an enormous amount of money to come and live in Los Angeles. The other obstacle was actually getting a green card that actually permitted me to work and stay in the USA. The final obstacle is actually getting on television and on the big screen. I'm still working on the latter since getting heard by big execs, producers, and directors is extremely difficult if you aren't in a position of power. Well, at least on the way there, I'm able to tell my stories on the interweb thanks to websites such as YouTube. As you can tell from what I just said, life is made out of obstacles. There are many more obstacles I can talk about. But what I found is that in life we often focus on the problem, but it's not really the problem that we need to focus on. It's more on the obstacle and finding the solution to get over that problem. Number 5, make the audience feel important. The most important part of storytelling is how to keep the audience engaged. The only way to do that is to make people look forward to hearing the ending. Think of it like a sitcom or soap opera that gets to a specific cliffhanger, then gets interrupted by commercials. By making the audience want to know the resolution, there's a good chance that they will sit through the commercials in order to not miss out on that specific part of the story. Include personal details, but make them relevant to your audience. Telling a story to children and telling the story to an adult will be different in its performance. By knowing your demographic and what they are interested in, you will be able to more easily cater to the people listening to you. Even huge companies such as Disney, Paramount, Universal, Warner Brothers, and pretty much any big studio will do an enormous amount of research in order to figure out what story to tell, what actors to cast, and how it should conclude. Storytelling and learning how to communicate to people is an amazing tool that will help you in all aspects of life, be it personal or professional. With some practice and a willingness to make people appreciate your storytelling, you can become a powerful talker. As always, I had an amazing time researching this topic and making a video for you guys. Please be sure to subscribe and hit the like button. Leave a comment too. I'd love to hear what your experience is with storytelling and how you think it can benefit someone to get out of their shell and be willing to share their story. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.